Hi there, Capricorn. I hope you guys are having a great January. If you're watching this in February, I hope February has come off to a great start for you guys. Now, I was meditating on your cards a bit, and out popped the Daughter of Wands in reverse and the Four of Swords upright. Okay, and I believe another sign got these two cards. I don't recall exactly which sign it was. However, might have been... I don't want to throw anything out there just in case it's not. So, however, it is a theme that is running about. Let's see, you have the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Cups upright, 3 and 3. Okay, speaking to stability, formation, foundation of some sort in the emotional realm and in that which regards your material, tangible surrounding, okay? And so while I was meditating a bit on your sign, I got this feeling of a sort of rowing the boat away from something. Okay, either swimming away, sailing away from something. A change in perspective, a change in situation, environment, right? Some sort of shift of some sort. Okay. Now we're going to be doing the Celtic cross. We're going to have your deep past right here, followed by your recent past, current state, the help or hinder position as sort of the advice position. Then right here, we're going to have your near future, followed by your hopes and or your fears, and the final outcome. Then we're going to have 3 cards crowning the reading, the first being the energy that you stepped into that helped lead you to your current state, followed by the sort of energetic environment that surrounds you as you move forward through the month. And finally, up top in the right-hand corner, we're going to have the sort of energetic pathway that you're moving into. So let me make sure that we are recording here. Great, okay. So I'm gonna give it a last shuffle, and then we're going to get started, okay? Lots of considering a lot of options, perhaps even feeling a little bit out of sorts, maybe even. Feeling of sort of twisting perception, needing to see something from another angle, but in a way that perhaps makes you apprehensive or uncomfortable in some sort of way. There's perhaps a feeling of foreignness to you, okay, with whatever this situation could be. And that certainly can speak to these 2 cards that popped out. The reversed 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups upright, right? The contrast between vulnerability and groundedness, stability, earth, water, emotions, the tangible, stable world around us. So with this upturned, it's almost as if your sense of grounding is is not fully present. And it could be in regards perhaps to a new friendship of some sort, camaraderie, some sort of situation perhaps that you're involved in where you don't feel fully grounded. You don't feel fully stable. Okay. Ooh, okay. The Six of Wands. This definitely can speak to that sort of sailing away, swimming away, rising above a certain situation. The shift, the transformative point, the transformation. But I'm sensing a discomfort of some sort. I'm sensing a sort of apprehension. I'm sensing apprehension here. Feeling of not quite feeling like yourself. Okay, and this reversed Three of Pentacles. Pentacles is your element, the earth element. So in reverse, with an upright water mirroring 2 threes, I'm sensing that you are put in a situation that feels sort of foreign to you, even in the way that perhaps you're interacting with it or in it. It could be a new experience for you, new sort of self-expression, but one that really you feel out of your element. That's the word I want to use. Out of your element. Yes. Okay. Wanting a change of atmosphere, I'm getting that strongly as well. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius got this card. These 2 cards, actually. The Seven of Cups in reverse, same thing. They got the Seven of Cups in reverse. Son of Wands in reverse as well. So if the Sagittarius archetype pertains to you in any sort of way, someone you know or anything like that, you may want to go check that video out. And I feel like there's a lot going on, Capricorn, right? There's a lot of cards popping out here. I'm feeling like I am not quite ready to pull for you. There's a lot of sorting and sifting. It's a big sort of situation I feel that you're dealing with. It's taking a lot out of you. Okay. Nope. Even perhaps a feeling of hesitation, okay, with whatever it is you're going through. I'm getting this feeling of like nervous on the first day of school for some reason. Like nervous on the first day of school, feeling at odds a little bit. But perhaps needing to just dive in and go for it. Just do it. Right? Which is a bit of a foreign concept to the earth signs, right? They're usually known to take their time, take a paced approach, right? So perhaps it's this transformation that you're feeling, don't quite have my grounding with, right? I don't feel stable enough to make this transformation. Perhaps that's what this is in reference to. So here we go. We're ready. Deep past, recent past, current state, advice, near future. Uh-huh. Okay, let's move these guys right here. Move these two up here. Hopes and or fears. Okay. There's a lot going on with your emotions, Capricorn. There is an element of stepping into your emotional self-expression and the comfort that you have with your own emotions. Okay, there's a major, I feel, interplay between stability and vulnerability. Containing yourself and expressing yourself. Final outcome, yes, you have water and pentacles prominently showing up in the spread here. Ace of Wands as the energy that you harness that help lead you to your current state. Environment position, another pentacles, there we go, that's you. And death in reverse for the energetic pathway that you're moving into. This is the sort of theme of the reading. It's the Five of Cups. And beneath that, the Father of Cups. Oh my goodness, Capricorns, you have almost every water card here, as well as almost every pentacle card. And you also have a substantial amount of wands, but mostly water and earth. There's a major factor of sort of oscillation between these two elements. The swinging from stability to self-expression, mobility. Okay, yes. And you have the pair. You have the pair of Mother of Cups and Father of Cups both present. Okay, they are the complement. So okay, let's get right into it, Capricorn. So, a lot on the table, a lot going on. But coming in from your deep past, we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. And the Four of Pentacles, I see it as typically speaking to laying the groundwork of a situation, right, that will one day, we hope, bring us stability and groundedness. Okay. It's the preemptive stage of the pursuit of our goals and our dreams. It's a 4. It's quite early on in the stage. Okay. There's a lot of mental work that goes into the formation of this sort of strategic laying of the foundation. Okay. So in your deep past, and it seems it's trailing into your future and your current state, is this preoccupation with whatever it was that you had started to lay the groundwork for in your deep past. Okay. So there's a continued theme and an association with past, present, and even environment and future. But in a way, muddled within all of that comes in your emotions, comes in the more vulnerable side, that which speaks to our creativity, our ability to let go, definitely in reference to these two cards, Death and the Six of Wands with this butterfly, right? Just having escaped the chrysalis, the cocoon, okay? Rises into its newfound existence. Okay, there's definitely an element of transformation, of the necessary letting go that comes along with that. Okay. It's the merging of these two paths, these two sides of yourself, right? That which is concerned with stability, and then that which taps more into the more subtle realms of your emotions. Okay. All right. Lots going on, Capricorn. But this is a deep uprooting. That's what I'm feeling. A deep uprooting of your character, of your being as a whole on a macro level, right? The major arcanas, Death, speaks to, and not necessarily literal, right? But on a macro level, in an esoteric sense, in an energetic sense rather, right? There is a reference to transformation on a significant scale. Okay, it's not day in, day out energy. It's not just happen chance events. It's not the monotony, right, of routine. It's the progression of our journey in a substantial way. In a way that lays the groundwork for the next steps in our journey. Okay? So, in your recent past, you have the Son of Swords in reverse. This is the only Swords card that appears in your spread, other than if we're going to consider this Four of Swords in upright that popped out alongside the Daughter of Wands in reverse. Okay? I see this as speaking to engagement, also vulnerability. Okay, the feeling that I get with this card, with these two cards, this pair here. The vulnerability and perhaps the discomfort, or feeling like you're boxed in a situation that you don't fully feel comfortable in. That's forcing you or eliciting you to tap into a side of yourself that you're not yet fully acquainted with. Okay, I'll say that. Now, typically, right, the Son of Swords upright speaks to a very focused, sort of one-track, determined, clear-headed, decisive character. Okay, you have it in reverse, however. So I'm sensing an evasion of progress and really direct approach to a certain matter at hand. I'm sensing this as sort of a detour of energy. Okay, so in your recent past, perhaps you were avoiding taking a very clear, decisive stance in regards to a certain situation here that we'll see more of as we unfold the contents of the spread here, so to speak. Now, it's interesting because you have these sort of bursts of fire, right, throughout the spread. Not really anywhere central, save the Emperor, okay, which I typically see as a fusion between fire and earth energy, okay? But you do have sort of these bursts of fire. You have the Ace of Wands, which in and of itself, an ace is a burst, is the very first expression and exhibition of fire energy in the deck. It's the most new, the most enterprising, the most excitable, right? Commanding even. And in its own right, decisive as well, if we're looking at it in terms of the sort of Son of Swords archetype, okay? But this is more in thought, right? This is more, I feel, in thought. The willpower to, even the desire to, right? It's the first idea, the inkling of a thought to move forward in a certain direction and pursue something. Whereas this is diving straight into it, approaching it with clear eyes, clear sight, fearlessness almost even, right? Feeling like they can handle it. But again, it's in reverse. So, however, moving into this sort of burst of excitatory energy, we move into the Ace of Wands down to the Son of Pentacles. What's interesting is that there's this triangulation of energy taking place. The Son of Swords, in a way, flying up into the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Wands leading naturally down to the Son of Pentacles, and the Son of Pentacles looking straight over at the Son of Swords. There is a triangulation, an encapsulation of energy. Almost like the batoning over of a certain element or aspect of the process, decision-making or otherwise, okay? I'm seeing that you're not taking a clear stance, okay, in a way going around in a circle. That's what I'm feeling, right? Son of Swords in reverse, focusing up in the Ace of Wands, down to the Son of Pentacles. But the Son of Pentacles is looking back at the Son of Swords, right? Like, head on. The decision is yours to make. You must make it. Even I, the Son of Pentacles, as firm, grounded, and stable as I am, need the clarity, the forthrightness, and the decision-making of the air element, of the Son of Swords, in order to truly move forward. Okay? Now, the Son of Swords upright typically speaks of sort of the very first steps that are taken on a journey and a path forward. Okay, and I'm feeling, right, generally I would say that you have the Ace of Wands, you're taking initiative, right, and you're charging forward, you're moving ahead. But I'm really feeling that there is this entrapment, I will say it like that, entrapment with some element of the past that you're returning to, or that you're focusing on, or that you're not quite able. There's a blockage. There is a blockage, okay? And there's a diversion. There's diverting energy taking place in some shape or form, okay, that you're not really looking at head on and handling head on, is what I'm feeling here, okay? I believe more clarity will be had when we move into the rest of the spread. Okay, I feel like this is a complicated issue at hand here. So I'm feeling even like I'm feeling that something needs to happen. Some major change needs to take place, even a change in approach, right? A change, a transformation, a shift, in order to start moving in the right direction, right? Yes, you're embodying, right, a serious-minded perspective, but it's not yet in the way that is going to be fully conducive to moving you along in this direction in the journey, right? Forward. There's still something that needs to be revisited and re-examined. Something needs to be made clear. Okay. There needs to be clarity with something. All right. Now let's move into the advice card, and let me make sure we're still recording here. Great. Cool. You have the Emperor. When you look at these two cards together, they look very similar in color tone, right? And even in theme. The Pentacles speaks to Earth, but you have this moon, right? That is the color of what is depicted as the Sun and the Emperor card. So there is this fusion between Earth, groundedness, stability, and the will, the impetus, the desire to move forward in a persistent way. The Emperor similarly speaks to a grounded energy, right? It's depicted by the tree. The Emperor who holds power over his domain, right? Something stable, something grounded. Rooted a bit in conventionalism, perhaps, but nonetheless, he is the Emperor. He's not the king, right? There is a fire quality to him, a youthfulness, one of passion and creativity. Now, coupled with the Son of Pentacles, we have the Emperor in reverse. Okay. My feeling is that you are attempting to step into something, a situation, take on a certain perspective or outlook or even persona of yourself, right? Express yourself in a certain way that is premature, that is not yet complete. I'm feeling not yet complete, right? Again, with this. And the advice is, in a way, to abstain from wanting to firmly stake your position, okay? If that makes sense. I'll explain more as we move through the spread. In your near future, you have the Mother of Cups, which is curious because until this point, right, we have no cups. We have earth, air, fire, earth, earth and fire. But herein comes the Mother of Cups. I'm sensing that a lot of this is the attempt to forge either an identity or a perspective of some sort, a firm groundedness. But perhaps one that's not entirely authentic. I will say that to yourself, maybe, okay? And we have this very mature, wise water archetype, right? Of a person or even yourself, right? Coming in as a sort of counsel, it seems. Someone who could even be giving you advice. This could even be, right, just within yourself. An intuitive understanding of what is wrong with this situation, perhaps wrong. What aspect you need to take on more in order to move forward successfully or as you truly wish. And so, yes. It's almost like the Mother of Cups is beckoning, right? Calling out to the Son of Pentacles. No, this way, right? The Son of Pentacles is so focused in this direction. Like closing himself off from the forward progress, just in hopes of taking on this perspective, but one that is not really tapping into his intuition or his more emotional, sympathetic, vulnerable self-perception. So again, this can be the advice from yourself to yourself, right? The recognition, the awakening to the fact that this tapping into the water element is the missing link, is the key to true forward movement and progress. Or it can be someone who fits this archetype of the Mother of Cups. Again, very wise, very intuitive, very nurturing, very motherly, very creative. Okay, comforting, consoling, one who cares about you deeply, it seems. Okay, that's the feeling I'm getting. Can be coming in the near future, who will be suggesting, right, the sort of detour of your path, or offering you another perspective on how you're handling the situation, okay? Helping you tap into the more emotional side of yourself. Now, in your hopes and or your fears, you have the Daughter of Cups in reverse. So, yes, okay, you're afraid, it seems, of tapping into this emotional well. Okay, it's a foreign concept to you almost. It's a foreign approach. Yes, approach. It's a journey, right, that you fear embarking on, perhaps. Okay, you're more comfortable, it seems, in this pentacles fused with, right, having your eye on the prize and going after it, right, in a rather determined sort of way, one that's tied to our will, okay, and our impulse to want to get it done. But there is a vulnerability, a sensitivity to the situation that you might be overlooking. And you could feel, again, uncomfortable with adopting this new perspective and approach, right? It's like coming into this Three of Cups, redefining stability, even foundation and approach, somehow destabilizes your sense of groundedness and what you know to be true for yourself. What you not necessarily know to be true, but what has in the past grounded you, and the manner in which, the way in which you have formed the foundation of whatever it is you've built in the past, okay? So there's a shift, again, a transformation, okay? And there's vulnerability here. I feel vulnerability, right? The bravery, the courage to transform, the courage to transform. It takes courage, right? To change the way we are doing something, to alter our perception, especially of ourselves, right? When we're so used to doing something in a certain way, we almost entrap ourselves in a sort of self-perception, which can be limiting to us in our ultimate progress, perhaps, okay? So now I'm gonna hop right up here into your environment position. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, and we have Pentacles, Pentacles, and Pentacles, the triangulation of energy, sort of bracketing in and forming the sort of foundation, and one that's quite stable, okay, in your spread here. So the Seven of Pentacles in the environment position, I'm feeling your environment could be requiring of you to continue with this sort of approach. It could be your environment that is controlling and containing this otherwise natural, intuitive, spontaneous, even creative, true self-expression. Okay, it's almost like your environment is lassoing you in. Lassoing you in a way that requires you to perform the mundane tasks, in a way that does not fully allow you to make that shift and transformation. This Seven of Pentacles is like heavy, repetitive, monotonous sort of energy, okay? The work we do day in, day out. And it's overlaying this otherwise very light, transformative energy of the Six of Wands, right? This butterfly flying up from all this overlaid energy. So there's something that is sort of covering you, that is keeping you under wraps, stuck in this mode, stuck in this sort of routine, okay, that is holding you down and not allowing you to step into this transformation fully. Okay, but you have wise counsel here. You have wise counsel. I'm getting the sense that your environment's not making it easy for you to take this brave and courageous step quite yet. Okay? It's sort of like, this is the feeling I'm getting. It's sort of like, you know, when, let's say you're on a diet, or you're changing the way you eat, right? And you're eliminating certain foods from your meals, let's say, okay? And it's hard for you. It's not easy, right? You are tempted to eat certain things. You know, however, that they're not healthy and that you shouldn't eat them, for example. And let's say that you're trying tremendously hard to to abstain from having those foods. But you have those few friends, let's say, who every time you get together with them, they influence you in a way that makes it harder for you, right? To follow this path that you believe is best, right? The sort of, oh, come on, why are you eating like that? Why aren't you eating like this? Oh, just eat it. That kind of commentary, right? That puts pressure on you, right? And that doesn't support fully this new direction that you're trying to go in. That's the feeling that I'm getting with this. Obviously, it doesn't have to be related to diet, but in some shape or form, there's a holding down of this natural process that you do want to take place. I'm getting that you do want it to take place. Absolutely. But it's uncomfortable for you. You're not comfortable with it quite yet. And your environment is not conducive to supporting that direction, okay? In a conscious or an unconscious way, okay? Now, in your final outcome, you have the Mother of Pentacles. Interesting. Very interesting. Let me make sure we're still recording. Okay, great. You have so many strong figures here showing up. You have the Mother of Cups, you have the Mother of Pentacles, you have the Father of Cups. Okay, you have a lot of very firm, strong sort of characters around you. Okay, I'm sensing that these can be multiple people. And there's so much mothering energy as well. So much mothering energy. It doesn't have to be necessarily from a mother. It can be just from someone who endows you with that kind of attention. Okay, one that's nurturing, supportive, creative, right? Understanding and sympathetic. Again, we see this sort of rivalry between water energy and earth energy. The water approach, the earth approach. Capricorn. I'm sensing that there is almost a sort of staunch resistance that someone has to this approach or even this person. I'm getting this feeling, there could be two people, both of similar sort of stature, okay, both sort of mother archetypes, one being more concerned with groundedness, stability, practicality, reality, quote unquote, and another being more of the sort of wise counsel, the one that inspires you to listen to your intuition. Okay, these can be just two people, even, male or female, but I'm getting the feeling that, and they're both, right, off in this direction. And I'm really getting that this is you, the Son of Pentacles here. Okay. The Mother of Cups is calling out to you. The Mother of Pentacles is almost not budging, focused, has her baby right there, right? Like protective. There could be two people who are sort of have their eye on you and your progress. One has a certain way of approaching things that they believe in. Another has another. Okay, I'm sensing that with these two cards, right? This shift is already difficult for you to make. This transformation is already one that requires a lot of willpower, transformative will. Okay, not transformative will. Determination, strength of character. It requires exertion on your behalf. But you have two very strong forces here that are not seeing eye to eye. Not seeing eye to eye. And they are in a way controlling your decision, I'm sensing. Here you are in the middle of these two forces, of these two approaches and perspectives, even if they're not people per se. And within this situation, you can feel somewhat helpless, right? You know that this transformation is necessary. You know, right? You're faced towards the past, not in the future. You know that there's something that is missing that needs to be addressed. Emotional dissatisfaction of some sort. Emotional dissatisfaction of some sort that you're aware of. But the element of actually pursuing the transformation in this new way is impeded on and influenced by two very strong characters that surround you that can make this decision even more difficult. Okay. Now, I see both of these cards in reverse. Death in reverse, Daughter of Cups in reverse. Okay. And this Daughter of Cups can be speaking to that element again while I was sort of meditating on your cards of swimming on, moving on, right? That feeling, that need, that desire to embark on this new journey for this transformation. When you look at both of these cards, they both have birds on them, right? One is a skeleton. One is the Daughter, right, of Cups that's just embarking, the very first step on this journey. Now, when they're in reverse and the Death card is above the Daughter of Cups, energetically, right, you could not yet be ready for the death of this old perspective, which would, right, allow for this energy to turn upright and for you to embark and sail on in this new emotionally fulfilling and gratifying direction. But this death needs to happen, the dying off of our old ways of doing things, our old self-perception. Okay, I'm sensing that you're very much caged in, right? You have the inner knowing, the inner vision for what it is you want to accomplish. Again, this element of vulnerability, and of youthfulness that is being entrapped in some shape or form, either by people, by thoughts, by your own thoughts, right? Your own fears, whatever they may be, right? That is holding you back from actually stepping into this next stage. And you have the Daughter of Wands overlaying this Four of Swords, and it's in reverse. So really speaking to sort of the action that is taken in regards to this new beginning, right? Daughter of Wands, Daughter of Cups, two daughters, both in reverse. Okay. Now, these two guys also popped out. Son of Wands in reverse. A lot of Wands characters as well. Not as strong. We don't have the mother or the father of Wands, but we do have the daughter and the son. Okay, I'm seeing it as you reflected. Okay, the Son of Pentacles. These are sort of different manifestations of your energy. Okay, that's what I'm feeling and tapping into here. That's what I'm sensing. You have the Seven of Cups in reverse alongside the Seven of Wands in reverse. Here we have the sun. Here we have the sun, what looks sort of like the sun and its beams. Speaking to the sun on the forehead of this little lamb that's encaged. Now, this card is obviously speaking to emotions. Okay, it's speaking to the confusion of our emotions. It's speaking to the sort of not knowing what side of the fence we stand on. Where are we? Who are we? How do we feel about something? Knowing that we feel a certain way about something, but feeling like we don't fully feel comfortable with what we feel. Okay, that's what's coming out to me here. That's what I'm feeling. When we look at this card, right, it reminds us that life is of our perception. Our decisions are of our perception, right? Either way you look at this card, there is still the moon and there's still the sun. And they are still inherently both true, both existent, both valid to some extent, both real, right? The sun cycles into the night, during which the moon rises and then leads again to the sun. So inherently, right, there's the yin and the yang, the dark and the light. It's a matter of what side we choose to align with. Okay, and the sun atop the forehead of this baby lamb, right, speaks to the sort of clarity, decision yet again, right? Being in the light with our emotions. Choosing to, and I said the same thing to Sagittarius, choosing to rise above the so-called mystery, wishy-washy feeling of not knowing how we feel about something that we actually really know about. Right? But just, it's the decision point. It's the decision point. The moment of transformation, the decision to, and the boldness to actually make the flip, make the switch, and decide to align, right, with a certain perception. In this case, I see it as approach, or even regard, right, to this aspect of ourselves. So now you have the Son of Wands in reverse as well. Okay, and it's interesting because these four cards, Son of Wands, Daughter of Wands, both in reverse. And the middle two cards here both have this element of the sun. So I'm sensing, I'm sensing that until you are able to release yourself from this entrapment, of this imposition of others, of their thoughts, of conversations that you're perhaps afraid of having even, right? The fear of dealing perhaps with this certain type of person who could be influencing your progress, right? And keeping you in one place, or just stable, predictable, right, is holding back your spontaneity, your entrepreneurial spirit, right? Until you're able to release yourself from this predicament in this situation, which again is an illusion, right? Both of these cards, this card and this card, are both speaking to that element of illusion, feeling like we don't know, we are trapped, but we're not. It's just a matter of right, joining with a certain side, adhering to a certain perspective, and really listening to our intuition. I feel intuitively you want this start. Okay, but there is again this hesitancy and this influence that's sort of boxing you in, not allowing you to move in that direction. It's an impedance, okay? So, yes, until you are really able to align with and rise from this old situation, you will continue to remain sort of in this pending mode, okay, where you're going in circles in a way, and not really being able to fully manifest and take action that's passionate and creative and true to you, right? Quite yet. And yes, okay. Oh my God, look at this. Okay. Capricorn, let me make sure we're recording. All right. Look at all these cards in your theme. Water, Pentacles, the Fool in reverse. At the base of everything lies this new awaiting beginning, the very fresh start, the feeling of being okay with the transformation, with the vulnerability that comes along with that new step, right? Look, the Fool, death. You need death in order to step into the Fool's energy, into the new stage of your transformation. Inherently, you need to be okay with that vulnerability. To lose sense temporarily, even perhaps, of your groundedness, of what you've known to be true, of what you've relied on, of what is stable, okay? Allowing to take its place something that speaks to you on a much deeper, more emotionally tuned in level, okay? This journey, this new journey awaits you. But it depends on, okay? Yes, okay, there is a cycle. There's a cycle, and I'm feeling that it has to do with what you've been trying to manifest and bring into some sort of stable form, okay, from your past. It's a 10 in reverse. It's not quite, it's almost like it's done, it's coming about, it's manifesting, but it's something about it is not quite right. Something about it you don't feel is quite ready. Hence the going in circles here with this triangulation of energy. Okay. And, you know, surrounding this 10 is this sort of, I'm seeing this as chaos of energy. Okay, you have the 5 of Pentacles and you have the 6 of Pentacles. 5, 10, 6, 5 and 6. Okay, it's almost like in between the process of trying to achieve, right? You have this there's a misstep, there's something that's missing, there's an element of it that doesn't feel quite right to you. And what's necessary is to take this new approach there's something you're not feeling quite comfortable about bringing full circle, okay, and into fruition. And on top of all that, right, is this very clear emotional dissatisfaction that you're feeling, okay, with the situation. And beneath that, the Father of Cups. Look, Father, Mother of Cups. I'm sensing the need to step into and respond to this, whoever this, if this is a person or even the calling, right, of your higher self. So not higher self, but really, I mean, your intuitive, or your inner self, okay, another aspect of yourself. So many ways to say that. This is the sort of beckoning, the need, the remedy to, right, this ultimate dissatisfaction, okay? Stepping into an emotionally mature place, okay? That enables you to move forward in a way that's real to you, in a way that fills in the gaps, okay? And allows the process to flow more harmoniously, okay? So thank you so much, Capricorn. Wow, lots going on in terms of your personal transformation. And I wish you all the love and support as you move forward throughout February. So I will be back within the next week or so, 2 weeks, with your mid-February reading. So this reading covers about the first 2 weeks or so. Energy is quite fluid, so there's no cutoff date per se, but roughly the first 2 weeks of February. So yes, stay tuned, and I will be back soon with your mid-February reading. Until then, enjoy February and January, depending on when you're watching, and I'll see you then. All right, bye, Capricorn.